He's an eccentric billionaire with nothing but a bunch of extra time to spare. He's got his favorite subject and he's happy to share everything he knows about Greece. He'll go to every single ritzy secret event and mingle with his buddies in the 1%, but they find his passion and embarrassment and repeatedly ask him to cease. But never one to back down, ever a pro. He claims there's nothing else that's even worth it to know. So he grabbed his butler Eric and he started a show to see if anything will catch his eye. Now every fresh contestant must babble and boast on the subject of their choosing that they treasure the most. Put your hands together and welcome your host. It's Adam, Maximilian, Josephus, Vin Diesel, Rifai.
It's Tell Me About It. Hey, oh my God. Hey, oh my God. Welcome to Tell Me About It. I'm John Travolta. I'm not John Travolta. I'm Matt Orphy. This is a game show about proving the things you love are actually interesting and fun. As I just mentioned, I am Matt Orphy, not John Travolta. Although John Travolta might call me Adele Ravim. We have to assume I'm a local, eccentric multi-billionaire, local, of course, being a relative term, depending on where you live. And I'm still looking for someone, anyone, to show me something that is better and more interesting than the movie Grease, and subsequently Grease 2. Though I am not doing this by myself, please welcome my butler, who makes a little hiss right before he explodes, which is why I call him Little Hiss Sunshine, Eric Silver.
The biggest problem was that you almost didn't hire me because I was colorblind and you require someone to have a fighter pilot's license.
Shh. I don't think we can say that.
Oh. Don't worry. I think you, after killing the first 3 members of the Workers' Board of the United States, I don't think they're coming back. I think we're fine here.
Yeah, and I have to apologize. In my interview with you when you were trying out for the job, you exclaimed, "I don't see color," and I thought you were just being obnoxious, but no, you really don't. You really don't.
Yeah, I can't tell. I cannot tell my reds from my greens. I'm concerned because, you were sick 2 episodes ago, and then we have been developing in the last episode some sort of bio weapon, and I'm concerned you ended up drinking that potion, and now this is becoming a Jekyll and Hyde situation where you're turning into Danny Zuko.
Yes.
And you're Dr.
I have
Jekyll.
noticed that my shirt collars have gotten a little bit pointier. The buttons on my shirt have opened about 4 down laterally, which is not typically the case. But I also, I lost some organs during the sickness. We did grow some ears on mice. I ate those mice and regrew everything I lost. But I think the potion, it's working well. The serum, what are we calling that? The potion, the serum?
Well, I think, do serums need to be injected and potions you can kind of just throw on your face?
I think that's a difference. I think that's how it's an alligator-crocodile situation. One is made of salt water and has a more rounded mouth. Also, I think we should, I don't know if you should start referring to me as Dr. Zuko and Mr. Rafide. Is that fun?
That's good. Yeah. I do think we should do that. I think we should do that outside of the bounds of this episode. I'm just going to start doing that.
I like that. Well, if Danny Zuko rears his head again, please, I've given you permission, Eric, to shoot me with a silver bullet.
Yeah.
Of course, that means toss me a Coors Light. Once I drink that Coors Light, I will immediately turn back to Mr. Rafide, and we can continue with the podcast.
Luckily, you only turn when someone asks you, tell me more, tell me more.
Yes.
Which I think will be okay. Unless someone has hot gossip about their summer fling, then you turn into Danny Zuko. But I think we're okay, because nothing's happened to me.
Thank you. And if I want someone to tell me more, I'll just go on Instagram to, I want to say, Do Moi? What's that site?
No, that was right. Yeah.
Do Moi?
Right. Do moi? Do moi more? Do moi more? Was John Mulaney in that car? Tell me, do moi more? Do moi more? I think Olivia Wilde's involved. Shoo bop up, shoo bop.
I am so thirsty for what all the little Hollywood grips have to tell me.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care if it's blind or not. Give it to me.
Exactly.
Give it to me, however.
Speaking of having a grip on Hollywood, Eric, who do we have on the show today? Because I'm looking around and I see a big banner that says "Welcome Hollywood," and I can't tell if that's for me or for our guests. Can you go ahead and introduce, bring them on out? I don't see.
That's true. Well, making her debut here on the main stage of RuPaul's Drag Race and also Tell Me About It, we have voice actor, writer, and creator of Brimstone Valley Mall, and award-winning audiobook narrator, it's Kristen DiMercurio.
Hello, it's me. I was hiding behind the banner the whole whole time and no one knew.
Wow, Kristen, you are, well, I was going to say you are banner-shaped, but that seems rude. You are not banner-shaped.
No, my mother was also banner-shaped. It runs in the family.
I don't see color or shapes, so I don't know
you.
what you're talking about.
Well, then a doctor's waiting room is a nightmare for you. Kristen, thank you so much. You hid so well behind that. You must have been clinging to the banner. Welcome, Hollywood. I have to assume you're in Hollywood? You're from Hollywood?
Yes, I am not from Hollywood. I'm actually, I moved here from New York, just a block or two from the Multitudio, actually. But yeah, I've been living in LA for the last 2.5-ish years. Just needed some sunshine.
Absolutely. It looks like you brought the weather with you, which is something dads like to say. And I'm not a dad, but Eric's like my son.
In that I disappoint you constantly. And I get you a tie like twice a year.
Here's $5. It might be your birthday. I give Eric $5 every day in case it's his birthday.
Listen, that's a familial relationship if I've ever heard one.
Yes, exactly. Kristen, can I be honest?
I mean, no, but if you need to.
I wish Eric would go to Pepperdine. I wish he'd go to Pepperdine and major in advertising, but for whatever reason, he keeps telling me he's in his mid-30s or something, and he already has a life. Teenagers can be so tough. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know. Is he always telling you to ruin his life and to get out of his room?
Yes, and he's slamming doors constantly. Like, he'll be like, Jim Morrison kind of fucking sucked. And I'm like, don't slam the doors.
I liked you more when you were Danny Zuko.
That's good. Kristen, can you pronounce your last name for me?
DiMercurio.
DiMercurio. And famously, you were played by John Leguizamo in Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, a couple of times.
You're
actually.
the cousin of Romeo. Is that where the family name comes from?
That's it. I get stabbed, I have a great monologue, and I die.
I would make a Queen Mab joke right now, but I'm in my room and I hate you.
Why don't you do some crunches and work on your Queen Mabs? Kristen, sorry about that. Sorry, that's a father-son joke. So you are an award-winning audiobook narrator. Can I ask, can you say what book you won the award for?
Yes, I won an audio award for Delilah Green Doesn't Care, which is a fun little sapphic rom-com. It's part of a series, by Ashley Herring Blake.
That's fantastic. I would never dare to ask you to recall some of the lines said in that book, but it sounds like it's a romance category, if I may.
Yes, it is.
Would you mind reading in your best audio narrator voice? Would you mind reading just 15 seconds of romantic dialogue?
Of romantic dialogue? Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Okay. Chapter 1. Delilah looked out across the city below her. New York was ablaze with lesbians. But was it enough? It wasn't. Delilah moved to a small town, where instead she could find small-town lesbians. How was that? Did we get there?
Oh, that was incredible. Eric, come out of your room, take notes. Purchase me a bar in New York, call it a Blaze, and make it a lesbian bar.
Honestly, another good idea. I'm actually going to write that down.
Make the dress code. Everyone must wear a blazer to get into a Blaze. This might work. This might work. Kristen, that was incredible. Thank you so much for being here. Eric, what is Kristen going to be? Get out of your room.
Dad, you can't just make people do their profession on demand for whatever you want on this podcast. It's
Eric,
rude.
your private chef made foie gras, and you're embarrassing me. Sit down to dinner and let us know what the guest, Kristen, hi Kristen, will be talking about today.
Oh, fine. Kristen is talking about the wonderful game of Minecraft.
Woohoo, something highbrow.
Which I totally know because I'm a teenager and I understand
Oh,
it.
yeah, it sounds like it.
Kristen, thank you so much for coming on to talk about Minecraft. I have to admit, this is something I know literally nothing about.
Yes.
The only thing I know about Minecraft is that it seemingly was invented to play in the background of some TikToks, specifically Reddit thread TikTok, I assume. So, Eric, why don't you go ahead and narrate us romantically on over to round one.
Ooh, round one. Just tell me.
Actually, I'm so sorry. Can we call it chapter one? Let's do chapters instead of rounds.
Chapters.
Let's do chapters. Chapter 1. Just tell me about it. Kristen, we have 10 foundational points about Minecraft here that we have culled from Wikipedia.
Okay.
Please give us an overview of your topic in 5 minutes. You get points for each bullet that you address, which I will keep track of here, especially if you make Minecraft sound interesting and cool.
Okay. Well, now I'm trying to think of all the facts that I can hit, which makes it sound much less more fun, but let's do it. So Minecraft is a sandbox game that was made about 10 years ago, I think in 2011.
Sandbox?
Yes, sandbox. Very exciting. I think if I say very exciting after each fact, I think that'll cover the exciting part. It's let's see. It's a building game that has it's got multiple types of games now. There's Minecraft Dungeons, Minecraft they've like made multiple. There's a Minecraft educational version. It's used in schools. There's creative and survival modes. It's the highest selling game ever, video game ever in the world that's ever happened.
Wow. Must be nice.
I know, right?
And sorry, Kristen, just to make sure I'm not going crazy, it sold more copies than the Who Framed Roger Rabbit NES game?
Can you believe it? I know. I think there's a conspiracy there, but
Thank you.
though I'm sure someone has made a giant Roger Rabbit in Minecraft. As if you, it's almost like the rule of porn on the internet, where it's like if you could think it exists. If you could think, has somebody built that in Minecraft? They probably have, and it's probably on YouTube.
Eric, take note. Make own Roger Rabbit porn. Thank you so much. Sorry, Kristen, go ahead.
Out of Minecraft blocks.
Yeah, you want it to be super blocky. You want it to be, you can only get off if it's 3-dimensional.
You can fly around it. Let's see. What else is there to say about Minecraft? There's over 3 trillion videos about Minecraft on YouTube. They just had this great big announcement this year.
Why? Why is that? Why are there so many videos about Minecraft?
Interesting. That's why. It's fascinating.
Oh, of course.
And entertaining, obviously. What's more fun than a bunch of blocks?
Barrel monkeys.
Me and toddlers have that in common. Notch, that was his name. Notch, I think, was the guy that made a Swedish-made game that was then has been bought out by Microsoft. I'm trying to hit everything that could possibly be on a Wikipedia page. There's pigs. I don't know. There's chickens. There's zombies. There's cows. There's pandas, and the baby pandas sneeze, and when they sneeze, the adult pandas all get scared and they jump.
Oh, that's so cute. Eric, make note. Buy me baby pandas and make them sick. I want to see them sneeze.
Now, to be clear, just for me writing the list down, is this related to the Roger Rabbit porn or no?
Could be. Put question mark.
Okay, I'll tie them together loosely, like with a dotted red line instead of a solid red line.
Kristen, can I ask what is the point of? Truly, I have no idea what this game is. What is the point of Minecraft? The base.
It's very similar to like the point of Lego.
Okay.
It's to make whatever you want. There are survival elements to it, like you can starve. Obviously, you can die if mobs hit you. There's, day and night cycle. There's an actual survival mechanism
Speaking of
to
mobs.
it. But it's fairly easy to survive in Minecraft. So the real point is to just make stuff. There is also, there's people that would argue like that there's like bosses you can fight the Ender Dragon and stuff if you want, but you can play the whole game however you want. There is an adventure mode you can turn on if you need something more structured. There's like little achievements you can unlock, like in any game. But the big point of Minecraft is that it's just build whatever the hell you want. Or don't. You can literally just run around. You can do whatever. You could do anything. That's one of the overwhelming things about it, actually. The people I know who have tried Minecraft and can't get into it are usually like, it's just, what do you do? I could do anything. And I have that much pressure in real life. I don't need that here.
Yes, I suffer, being a multi-billionaire, I suffer constantly from decision fatigue. So to me, I want something completely on rails. I want a clear path where I should go next. So this sounds incredibly overwhelming. Hey,
you're in luck because there are also rail carts and mine carts in Minecraft. So you can, if you want to, build your own rails.
Yes, please.
So not to break this down into just what is the name of this video game. So we talked about the crafting portion. What is the mining portion of Minecraft?
Oh, that's where you get all the stuff to make the things. Like if you want to, make a house out of stone, you got to go break up all the stone blocks, take them back with you, and then build them into a little house. It's like Legos if you had to go find the Legos.
So it's just like real life, but everything's made out of blocks?
Yeah.
You're describing Baltimore.
I'm
sure someone has made Baltimore in Minecraft. I guarantee you.
That's terrifying. So how does this, I think I know, but how does this differ from Sims? Is there more similarities than differences?
Well, The Sims is a lot more about social interaction. Like The
Okay.
Sims has like a building thing, but it's a lot more like, you know, you can make the little Sims. It's like playing with dolls. Like you can make them kiss. You can drown one in a pool. Like this one suddenly has a baby that's a dog. Like, you know, The Sims is a little more about the people, whereas in Minecraft, like you can obviously play with friends and stuff, but like you can't talk in the like there's like chat boxes and stuff.
Sure.
But it's very your interactions of what you can actually do with another person are very you can't like I don't know, you can like hit them. You could throw stuff at them for them to pick up, but that's kind of the extent of what you can do with another player's character.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
In Minecraft, can I build a pool, put someone in that pool, and then delete the ladder into the pool?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, that's what I do with my
Absolutely.
Sims. I made them suffer one by one.
You know, in that case, no, Minecraft is exactly like The Sims.
Yeah.
I take it back. It's the exact same thing.
End time.
It's a billionaire's playground, it sounds like. Interesting. Maybe this Minecraft game is for me.
I need you to sing The Sims when you mean the most dangerous game where you hunt man. I think it's a little confusing for people who are listening on the podcast who don't know you intimately like me.
Oh,
Well, Sims
right. See, The Sims is on the computer. I think that should be
okay.
clarified. You play that on a screen. Yeah. If you're just getting rid of the ladder and drowning people, that's real.
Gotcha. Sims in My World, on my island, which we're currently on, stands for Start Immediately Sprinting, SIMS.
Oh.
And then I start hunting them. And I have thousands of pools around my island where I've tricked people into relaxing, getting into their trunks, jumping in, and then I take away the ladder. Some of them still crawl out because it's actually pretty easy to get out of a pool without a ladder, but some of them don't.
And just like the Orson Welles movie, if they scream Rosebud, then you just give them money.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
That was a really, really deep Simpson
course.
movie reference.
So
Well,
the Rosebud sheet.
This coming from the guy who just referenced the Cranberries lead singer.
I'm 12. Leave me alone.
Right. Eric's not even a guy yet. He's just a lil guy. Like, come on.
Just a little guy. He's a little panda. Fantastic job, Kristen. Eric, can we tally up the points and then I'll get into some bonus points?
I'm so nervous to see how I did.
Absolutely. Kristen, I think you're the person who definitely came into this the most looking for Wikipedia stuff because you said, what am I going to say? And then you listed off all of the like animals and mobs. And that was a whole section of what I had of the things that are in mobs. So I'm just like, yeah, chickens. I had that. Pigs, zombies for sure. I also want to send one thing in particular. Here's an image from the Minecraft Wikipedia page about mobs, which are all the enemies you can encounter. And there's a picture of a zombie, a spider, an enderman, I think a creeper, and a skeleton.
That
and
is true.
It really looks like they're about to drop the hottest mixtape of all time.
That's my favorite band.
Yes, this looks like the Wolfgang Kill 'Em All Collective.
God,
This
I hope
is
they play Coachella.
fantastic. What? So Enderman is clearly a play on Slender Man, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, very, very tall, very skinny.
Very creepy. They're actually,
Interesting.
Endermen are interesting because they just sort of walk around and pick up blocks and put them other places. And if you don't look at them directly, they don't do anything bad. But if you look at them, they don't like that. They will come after you then, and then their jaw unhinges and they make a horrible screeching noise and they can teleport very quickly right at you. But I think they're kind of cute when they're not mad.
Lock
They do
the
seem
doors
nice.
here. Okay.
At tallying up all the points, honestly, it makes a lot of sense because you talked mostly about the construction element. So you get 7.5 points because you've solidly hit 7 of the points. The things I was looking for, I wanted to know who the hell were Minecraft Steve and Alex, which didn't
dang
come
it.
up. And of course, because I am like goal oriented, my last 2 points were about beating the game, which is going to the Nether in the end. But you did mention the Ender Dragon, which is why you get that extra 0.5 points.
I'll take it.
So that's on me, but you crushed it. You got 7.5 points out of 10. Incredible.
Listen, I came here to win.
Kristen, that is fantastic. I think you're going to add another trophy to your shelf. A few bonus questions for you that could garner you some bonus points. Question number 1, of course, I have to assume Minecraft is named after famed racist author H.P. Minecraft from Providence, Rhode Island. Do you remember what H.P. Minecraft called that big old god creature in the sky?
Well, I'm trying to think of a Minecraft version of, maybe like Cube Cthulhu?
That works. That's an extra point. Actually, 2 points for a pun. We appreciate puns around here. I also would have accepted Cthulhu Lemon, which is a new brand of clothing I'm coming out with for any mythic creatures who want a nice workout.
Can you imagine leggings on Cthulhu?
Oh, now we're talking romance novels.
That thing, how does a dog wear pants? How does Cthulhu wear leggings?
I can't fathom it because his ass looks so good.
So good. Out of this world, even. Question number 2. You mentioned Endermen and I believe something about an Ender Dragon, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. I assume that these Endermen and Ender Dragons are named after Ender's Game. Another racist author. Wow, we're really hitting all the racist authors today. And by we, I mean I keep bringing them up. Do you remember who wrote Ender's Game and an author we should all stay away from?
I actually, the funny thing about being an award-winning audiobook narrator is I can't read.
Huh. That makes sense. You have to stay in your lane. No offense.
Yeah.
I can't process it. I just say the words out loud for other people.
It's very Ron Burgundy.
I believe is his name Orson Scott Card or something?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
A half a point to Kristen because even I could barely remember the motherfucker's name. And then Kristen, for the last extra secret bonus question that could garner you 10 extra points. Someone or something that was mentioned already in this show today is actually locked in a crate in the room behind me. I'm going to open the door behind me so you can possibly hear what's in the crate, and you let me know if you can take a guess at who or what might be in that crate. Eric, go ahead and open the door.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
Cartoons are supposed to make people laugh, Eddie.
Is that
Cartoons?
a giant Roger Rabbit made out of Minecraft blocks?
Kristen, please call the cops.
Okay, I'm gonna close the door really slowly. There it is.
Interesting. Roger Rabbit wants the cops? Wow, interesting. We all know where he stands.
Like, does he want them in there with him? For what? Is it for the porn?
I don't know. I bought him at auction. It's almost like a Howard the Duck, Benicio del Toro, whatever his character's name was, situation, the collector. It's almost like that where I was like, I just want to have a Roger Rabbit. At first, he was just dancing all the time, which was very cool and very early 90s of him. But then eventually, it just got very sad. So I don't know what to do with him. I might put him in a pool. I might let him go and have him start immediately sprinting. But who knows?
I think the biggest issue was that you wished upon a star that he would come to life. That it was just a statue before. That's the worrying part.
Yeah, very scary. 10 extra points to Kristen for recognizing that dead on sounding Roger Rabbit.
I'm so glad that gave me even more points than my my harrowing experience of trying to remember every Minecraft fact I could think of in 5 minutes.
You honestly nailed it. Again, truly, people just come on this show, and even after I say explicitly, I've taken everything here from Wikipedia. They're like, all right, so my personal experience with this thing. I was like, you're not supposed to say that you love something on this show. What do you mean?
Oh, that's gross.
Kristen, based on your explanation of what Minecraft is, what just happened was akin to you coming into the studio with a bunch of aliens and aliens going, hello, Kristen, beep boop bop. What is Earth? And what is the world? And you having to be like, what is the world? Okay, shit. How do I cover
there
everything?
There are pigs and baby pandas and zombies, and you can build things, and there's no goal really. Some people are goal oriented, I guess.
I guess there's bullet points for sure. Speaking of bullet points, why don't we shoot our way over to Chapter 2?
Kristen, you have 20 points, and you can get even more points by going to Chapter 2, The Perfect Thing.
Do I get to cash these in at the end for like a little like a fidget spinner or something like at an arcade?
Yeah, you can get a sticky hand at the end of this for sure.
Oh, that's all I want. Okay.
Or those little monsters that go on your finger.
Mr. Rafai, you need to think about putting an arcade prize booth at the end of your mansion so that people can sell this out.
I'm sorry, I don't know who Mr. Rafai is.
Oh no, Mr. Zuko, you're back.
Why don't you check the yellow pages? Oh, what happened?
Now that you were so fast, you were moving like greased lightning. I couldn't keep track of you.
I'm going to sit down. Go ahead and take us over to Chapter 2.
No problem. Chapter 2, The Perfect Thing. Kristen, what is a perfect encapsulation of Minecraft? If someone asks you, why do you love this thing so much? What would you say?
Okay, I don't want to get like deep here about
Please.
Minecraft.
Please.
But like what's not to love about like human ingenuity? About the like
Wow.
the need, the creative spark, the need to make something where there was nothing and to interact with your environment. It's like is built into our DNA for better or for worse. We want to make stuff, and this is a platform to make stuff. You could even stretch it so far as to say that it's like an art medium. Some people have made legit art.
Yeah.
Some people have built computers. It's for the same reason that I would like a craft store. The same reason that I like I don't know, anything that's got the potential to bring yourself to it and turn it into something more than it was.
Wait, you could actually make a computer, like a working computer?
Yeah, there's redstone circuitry, so you can use it basically like wires, and people have made full computers in Minecraft.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, redstone circuitry. Redstone, Brian Jacquez, I want to say. The little mice with a sword. Oh.
That's Redwall, but I'm 12, so I didn't understand that reference.
I was like, rescuers down under, Fievel goes west. Like, I'm like...
Was it an Australian mouse? Was it a Jewish mouse? Was it a fantasy mouse? Which one was it?
Kristen, that was one of the best, most beautiful answers I've ever heard. To start off your answer with human ingenuity and how beautiful a thing it is. All this talk, all this yap about AI, how about more HI, human ingenuity? Well, I guess HI built AI. But anyway, I'm getting off.
Hi.
I'm getting off point. Kristen, that was a heartfelt, beautiful, dare I say, romantic comedy answer. I laughed, I cried. I bought a ticket for another showing. Kristen, please receive these 1,000 points.
Damn, dude.
Thank you. I'm going to spend them all at the store.
Make it 500.
Okay, 500 it is.
I wonder how much the Xbox is, which you can also play Minecraft on.
The Xbox is purely inspirational. There's no Xbox inside of the box. We just want everything to look
just
better
the
by
box.
comparison.
It's the Xbox box, actually.
Yes, it's more of a think piece.
Gotcha. I mean, there we are again, with the art.
Yes. Oh, actually, speaking of think pieces, Eric, would you mind untaping the banana on that canvas and replacing it with a new banana?
Oh, absolutely. Should I put it in the jar of piss where you threw a piece of paper that says the word Jesus on it?
Didn't think we were going to say that out loud today in front of our guests, but yes, Eric, put it in the jar of piss with the paper that says Jesus.
That's the whole point. It's a conversation starter. That's art. That's why you told me to do it.
Right, and you need me here to witness it to make it art, unless you believe that art exists, even without being witnessed. That's a whole other thing.
Well, sometimes, but Kristen, today the artist is present. I'm sitting across from you at a table, staring at you, making meaningful eye contact.
Yeah, you should blink a little more, just putting that out there.
And I start to cry because this is such a beautiful installation. The artist is present, Kristen. Of course, you can slap me, I guess, or tell me your secrets or whatever you want. The artist is present, Kristen.
Yeah, don't you have like a list of tools that I can use on you if I wanted to? Like a feather, like a piece of licorice. I don't know what else was on
I think
the
a
table.
loaded gun was one of them.
I think that that art piece would have been so much better if there was just another guy standing there being like, wow, this is so crazy. This is happening.
Oh
I
my
feel like
God.
That's my role here. Wow, I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe you would do that. That's so crazy.
I've always had an idea for an art installation, and this is true. This is ever since I was maybe Eric's age. 37, 38, I don't really know.
Just a little guy, since you were a little guy.
Here's $5 just in case. I've always had this idea for an art installation, which is you go into a gallery or a room, and there's a red velvet rope between two metal sort of pillars, and there's someone in a nice three-piece suit with their arms firmly clasped in front of their crotch, looking very stern. They're very tall and broad shoulders, and they are, and they have a little clipboard, and you just get in line. And they ask your name, and then they look at the list, and they say, wait here. And then people start to continue to line up and check in on the list. Their name is said, wait here. And it's sort of like, you never really get into a nightclub. That's the name of it. You never really get into the nightclub. And it's sort of like an immersive piece, and we see how long people wait, and that's interesting, and that's commentary. And it's kind of speaking to the import-exports of a lot of third world nations, and then the economy. It's sort of a cultural object that we... Eric, take us to chapter 3.
Man, that's
I wasn't going to stop you. I just wanted to see it keep going. I wanted to see how far that minecart went on those rails and how far those rails went.
that is HI right there. Human ingenuity coming up with that art piece. Incredible.
Woo.
Hey, it's Eric, and this is the Butler's Pantry, where I hide out and no one tells me to do anything. Not Adel, not my mom, not the cops. No one can tell me what to do, and I'm going to talk to you directly about the podcast in your brain. Also, I got you a little tie, so we're fancy butlers together. And you can continue to be a fancy butler with me at patreon.com/TMAIpod, where you, junior audio butler, get your own little broom and a little tie, and it's nice. You got to support this wonderful independent content. Give more money to billionaires so they can spend it on game controllers for submarines, and everything is fine. Shout out to our newest patrons, AK, Ira, and Lila. I hope you're loving the ad-free episodes, and you're like, what? Ad-free episodes? Go on over, patreon.com/TMAIpod. We have more wonderful shows here at Multitude. I think you really like Join the Party. If you like this stuff that I'm putting together, you're certainly going to like the Actual Play Dungeons & Dragons podcast that I am the best DM in podcasting for. Join the Party is an actual play podcast with tangible worlds, genre-pushing storytelling, and collaborators who make each other laugh. Hop into our current campaign, a pirate story set in a world of plant and bug people, or marathon our completed stories set in a weird and wild summer camp, a modern superhero game, and a high fantasy story. Once a month, we release the After Party, where we answer your questions about the show and how we play the game. So what are you waiting for? Pull up a chair and join the party. Get it? Search for Join the Party in your podcast app, or go to jointhepartypod.com. We are sponsored this week by Quest Chest from Bookworm Games. They make modules and accessories for tabletop role-playing games, which I bet you like because you're listening to this podcast. Right now, they're running a Kickstarter for a Quest Chest that is a system-agnostic tabletop RPG model that has physical props, puzzles, I have to say this really quietly so no one gets mad, puzzles, narrated voiceover, music, and more. This Quest Chest is a full module with several sessions tied together. You can run them independently or tie them together. The physical props and the puzzies are actually things you can hold in your hand, wax-sealed letters, metal coins, maps, and even scented tea and candles. So, go to bookwormgames.com, back the project, or buy the previous 2 Quest Chests. I've seen them, I've played them, I've used them, they're great. You can also pick up dice, accessories, and even D&D candy a la carte on the website. That's BOOKWYRMgames.com. Bookworm Games, Quest Chest, Puzzies. And now, back to the show.
Chapter 3. The question and answer period. Or I guess I should frame it in the popular parlance of these particular books that you're reading from, Kristen. Kristen DiMercurio gives answers to questions.
This is like an exact imitation of how I sound in audiobooks. I don't know how you did this. You must have listened to me before. This is crazy. It's like listening to a mirror, which is a weird thing to do because I don't make sound.
Did someone say exact imitation?
Oh, no, hold on. The door reopened. I got to slowly close it.
But we do have to close the door, but let's also recognize how good and exact an impersonation that was. Well, not impersonations coming straight from the rabbit's mouth. So let's get into these questions and answers here.
Kristen, we have some follow-up questions for you, and those are going to be those gotcha questions that Roger Rabbit warned you so much about. So please answer as many as possible, please.
Okay.
I have to say, when I watch the movie, I root for the weasels every time.
Listen, they're kind of like the hyenas in The Lion King. They're the most interesting characters.
I keep saying that. Thank you so much. They are the most interesting, which is why we love TV shows like Breaking Bad and Sopranos. It's fun to root for the anti-hero. But no one will say it except for you and I, Kristen. Thank you.
Yeah, we are the truth sayers. Truth?
Are you sure you're not a billionaire?
I'm not, actually. I haven't looked at my bank account in a while.
Eric, transfer $1 billion to Kristen.
On it, for sure.
Welcome to the club.
Oh my God, just in case. I'll send it back if I'm already a billionaire. Just anyway.
Wow, this is so crazy. I can't believe it. This is so wild. I love it.
Kristen, welcome to the club. We put our heads under napkins and eat those crunchy little birds on Tuesdays. But you'll get more about that in our newsletter. Here's question number 1, Kristen. I feel incredibly old hearing about something so huge that I really know nothing about, and that makes me mad. furious even. How do you feel playing the game alongside so many 10-year-olds, I have to assume?
Yeah, so the funny part is, so I started playing Minecraft when it was in alpha, so around 2011, back when it was not played by anyone, much less 10-year-olds. And so now that I have played it for 10 years, when I do talk to 10-year-olds about it, I haven't played the game with a 10-year-old because I don't know a lot of 10-year-olds.
Correct answer. 10 points. 10 points to Kristen.
10 points.
Thank you. I have played with a lot of 20-year-olds and talked about what it's like to play a game that a lot of 10-year-olds play. But honestly, I just think I play it better than a 10-year-old would. In the same way that, I would play most games better than a 10-year-old would.
Interesting.
So it actually makes me feel superior. I'm going to, short answer, it makes me feel really good about myself.
Ooh, I like that. And I like feeling superior for sure. So if I hop on the servers, I'm not going to get pwned immediately?
Well, it depends on the server and how fast you are.
Because I tried to hop on Halo 3 and got pwned by a 12-year-old angular teen from West Virginia. So I prefer to not have that experience again. And yes, 12-year-olds are teens, I guess. That's a little secret that the billionaires hold. Here's your next question, Kristen. What is the wildest thing you've seen in Minecraft, either in-game or a screenshot of something that someone's built?
There's actually a library. I don't remember. So there are books in Minecraft. You can make a little book and you can type stuff into it. There's a library. I forget the name of it.
Well, you can't read, so.
Right. I haven't opened any of the books. God, no. But it is an enormous library where they have actually filled in, they've actually typed out real books and resources for people in countries that have too much governmental restrictions on the information they can get on the internet.
What the fuck?
So instead you go into this library. It's literally like an not legal, but a secret library of information. I forget what it's called.
It's called the Uncensored Library.
That's incredible.
There it is. Yeah, the Uncensored Library is the craziest thing in Minecraft, I think.
This
is wild.
Unfucking believable. And unlike that giant library in, I want to say, Turkey, it's not going to burn to the ground and we're not going to lose 98% of human history.
Right. Well, I mean, as long as they have fire turned off on the server, then you'll be fine.
Thank you.
Think about all the Roger Rabbit porn that was lost in the Library of Alexandria.
I have to assume who fucked Roger Rabbit, who framed Roger Rabdick. What are some other ones? Eric,
I love it throughout all of this. We don't hear anything from Jessica Rabbit, who is, traditionally probably the one that most people would think of when they think of a Roger Rabbit porn.
Oh, really? No, thanks. Hard pass. I prefer the cowboy bullet. Yum, yum, yum.
I want to give more context to the Uncensored Library, but I don't know if I can talk about spreading information to autocratic governments after that. So I might need to wait a few seconds.
Just a little cool down period.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, I mean, this sounds remarkably similar to my not getting into the club installation in terms of what we're saying with these pieces, but that's totally fine.
It's the same. Yeah. The library contains banned reporting from Mexico, Russia, Vietnam, Saudi Arabia, and Egypt. A whole wing is given to each country, including a lot of those banned articles. The library was also released on March 12th, 2020, on the World Day Against Cyber Censorship. Incredible.
Wow. That is remarkable. Kristen, if I may, HI, human ingenuity. This is incredible.
Right? Just hi,
Yeah, I feel like I should check this out. I'm also terrified of losing years of my life down this drain, but I am also in the middle of playing Elden Ring, so I have no room to talk. Let's go on to our third and final question, Kristen. In September 2019, The Guardian classified Minecraft as the best video game of the first 2 decades of the 21st century. Still pretty good. So specific. In November 2019, Polygon called the game the most important game of the decade, which is still pretty good. In its 2010's Decade in Review in June 2020, Minecraft was inducted into the World Video Game Hall of Fame. Do you consider Minecraft to be the greatest game of all time? Why or why not?
Of all time? Now, are we talking about video games or games in general? Because that's a big old can of worms.
Well, I did say the greatest game of all time, so you can interpret that as you please. As Carrie always would scream while falling down a hill, as you wish.
I don't think it's the greatest game of all time, but I do think it's one of the best video games ever made.
What do you think is the best game of all time? And can we pivot to make the episode about that?
Can we? As a narrator of sapphic audiobooks, I think that the greatest game of all time is love, actually.
Damn.
Kristen, what are you doing to me? I
don't know, I had kava for the first time last night, and I felt weird all morning.
I feel like my song that I played for my first dance at my wedding to my first wife, which was You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. I feel like my heart has grown 10 times.
I think the biggest issue with that marriage, if I could just comment very quickly, is that she had to change her name, but she had to change her name to Thurl Ravencroft, the same name as the guy who sang "You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch."
Yeah, who's also the voice of Tony the Tiger. We all know Thurl.
We all know this. We know this.
And fun fact, the Dixie Chicks wrote a song about him. And then at the last minute, they pivoted to Earl for some reason.
So why wouldn't you want to change your name to Thurl Ravencroft? I wish I could, but I'm not allowed.
It's so easy to pronounce.
That sounds like the best video game of all time. I want to play Thurl Ravencroft. And can I just say the hardest part of the wedding, actually, was knowing when to dip my wife during that song. I tried with Stink, Stank, Stunk. I tried on Stunk. I tried to dip her. It just didn't work out.
I think the 25.5-foot pole is the best part.
Yes.
That's the big dip, because it's good. Yeah, that's the spot.
And actually, during that part, I broke away from my wife for a minute, and I kind of looked at the beautiful friends and family who were gathered, and I pointed down at my crotch during 29.5-foot pole and kind of winked. And strangely, everyone was super grossed out. A lot of people left.
Is that when Roger Rabbit showed up?
Yes.
My heart grew 3 sizes that day. I remember that.
Some reason it was a big old flop, and I don't understand it. Anyway, maybe that's why we divorced right after that song ended. And a lot of people were upset about that, but we did not give back the gifts. Kristen, because you said the greatest game of all time is love, which is now the #1 best answer we've ever received, topping HI, human ingenuity. I reward you 10,000 points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
I cannot wait
May
to
we
get that
all
Xbox
play the
box.
game of love. Remember that song? The game of love, love, la 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 la.
How many
la,
songs do you
love.
think there are that say the game of love in them, do you think? Like at least
I want to say
2?
one, just the one. We'll give you
the
2.
one, you're probably
There's
right.
probably they probably remade that song.
That and Love is a Battlefield, but that's it, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Eric, make a note. Please invite Pat Benatar to opening night of Ablaze.
Absolutely. I think she'd love
She would love it.
I think she'd love it. I'm trying to remember. I think she'd love it. Pat Benatar.
Listen,
Not
we'll do our
gonna
best
Google
regardless.
that. Not gonna Google that.
We're going to
phrase.
Google Roger Rabbit porn, but we're not going to Google and be really factual about Pat Benatar's sexuality. Fine. I'm just trying to follow the rules. I just don't know what the rules are. I'm just trying to follow them.
And how can you know what the rules are? You're just a little guy.
We don't know. Who knows what the rules are to the game of love? All I know, I think this is true, is that Pat Benatar was an opera singer. And that I don't even know. I think I might be making that up. Okay, let's turn the page, as a famous singer once said, and go on to Chapter 4. And Kristen, for Chapter 4, would you mind just giving us a nice, clean Chapter 4?
Oh, yeah, okay. Chapter 4.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
We want one that sort of was a little leading, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel pulled. I'm pulled to the next
Yeah, yeah,
thing.
yeah.
For sure. Kristen, you are crushing it. You have 10,530 points. So you're just cruising to Chapter 4, the Wheel of Extraordinary Challenges.
Put me in, coach.
Kristen, get on your cleats and jersey because you are going in, because I've instructed my manservant to prepare a few wacky minigames here to test your intellectual and creative mettle. Eric, what do we have today?
This game is called They Should Have Sent a Poet, or at least an audiobook narrator. Now, the only person who gets to make Kristen do unsolicited narration is me. And that's what we're going to do. Kristen, there are 103,030 works in AO3 for Minecraft fanfiction.
Oh, no.
It's absolutely true. We are, Tell Me About It is a pro fan fiction podcast. All of this stuff is written incredibly well, and we love to read it. But I think it would sound even better, Kristen, if you narrated some of it for us.
God, this is all I've ever wanted.
All right, Kristen, I have a few specifically that I would love to send to you if you could just you deliver it as best as you can.
Yeah?
And actually,
Let's
we
do
should
it.
check very quickly. Sorry, just to check. Kristen, what is your going rate?
Well, you already sent me 1 billion, so that means I need another 3, and we'll be good.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I'll afford it. Yeah, go ahead.
For sure. Kristen, we can start with this one here. This one's called Late to the Party. And this one is about how all of the characters from the Super Smash Bros. Universe realized that the world was ending because of Master Hand. And I have a chapter here about Steve from Minecraft knowing it's the end of the world.
All right. This already looks like art. I can just tell from the art of it.
And Kristen, just very quickly, do you have, when you're about to do a narration, do you have any sort of tongue twister, any sort of linguistic limerick that you do, any exercise?
I actually do, but it's kind of strange. So I do most of my voiceover bread and butter. Most of the work that I do is in like industrial and commercial stuff. So explainer videos and training videos, and you start working for Amazon. The person that's like, "This is where the fire exits are." That's me, like that kind of crap.
Nice.
So the words that I always stumble on are the word candidate, digital, and for some reason the word rule, R-U-L-E. So before I do a recording, I go, candidate digital rule, candidate digital rule, candidate. It makes no sense. It doesn't matter. But it's 3 words that show up all the time in stupid tech jargon, and they always anyway. So that's my.
And I have to. We do have to announce sponsor of the show, Tyler the Creator's new album, Candidate Digital Rule, will be coming out in shelves and stores October 1st. So please race out to buy that wherever you find your Tyler the Creator albums.
It's going to be riveting. All right, let me hop in on this chapter. We ready? Chapter 5. Steve silently struck down another zombie. He knew he shouldn't have been out by himself, but Ace was sick, and Alex stayed back at the house to watch over him, so it was just him to go out to mine for some diamonds and craft new gear. He dodged around the arrows of the skeletons as he ran back to the village. He only found gold, so the gear he crafts will most likely be below his expectations. A zombie horde stopped him in his tracks, swords in hand. With the zombies in front of him and the mobs behind him, Steve was stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Nice. Love that pause. Love it. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Please keep going. Yeah.
Okay. Steve gripped his sword, prepared for combat, only for the mobs to simultaneously combust into flames as the sun rose. That's not right. Looking at his watch, he saw it should still be 1:45 a.m. The sun shouldn't be up by now. He looked at the sun only to see it was not his sun. It was a ball of light. The ball of light stood silently before making an ear-piercing sound as it broke off into tendrils, which headed off into different directions. And one was heading right for Steve.
We can hold there. That's beautiful.
Yeah, I think
people need to read it to know this cliffhanger.
Yeah, we can't give it away. Yeah, the spoilers.
I have to say, 2 beasts live inside me. One beast thinks, Kristen, you did a phenomenal job. That was incredible. The other beast is furious at this writing. It wasn't the sun, it was a ball of light. What is the sun if not a ball of light? Also, you silently struck down a zombie?
Yeah,
You're telling me neither you nor the zombie made a sound?
Listen, they canonically make a sound when you kill them. It sounds like,
Yeah, exactly. And if it's not them blepping, it's, the slingshot rock cracking their skull or something, right? There's sound.
There's something. A little side note is that you can download different texture packs and things to add to the game. There is somebody who has recreated every sound in Minecraft with their voice, and you can download it and play Minecraft with just somebody's voice. You open a chest and it goes, or like a chicken is just some guy being like, like it's literally just some dude trying to do all the voices.
I think canonically, whoever did that is the saddest man alive. Eric, find out who that is and send them $1 billion, because that is,
I'll shove all the cash in a muffin basket so it's a little less tacky.
That'll
Outstanding.
Be nice.
Thank you so much.
Kristen, I would love for you to do a little bit more. I have another one for you right here. We can just do a little bit of this. This one is about being an amateur monster hunter in the world of Minecraft, and this is the introduction.
Amazing. Do we want it in the same style, or is this the same genre? What are we doing here? You want to mess around?
What would you call the last genre in terms of like your cadence or your spin on the ball?
That was more like an adult narrative, like something like in the romance genre, maybe a little bit thriller. It was like a little bit. We could do. I've also done a lot of YA. If we want to, up the energy a little bit.
Love that. Yes, please.
Okay.
And maybe with like it's maybe kind of coy, like kind of like, what are we getting into here?
You'll see this one fits particularly well for this one seems to be modeled like a YA novel, so I think that would be perfect.
Perfect.
This will be good. It'll we'll assume that Breath of Fresh Life by Glass_Prince was written for a 14-year-old. All right, let's do it. Chapter 1, Your Own Death. This is the story of how you died. You standing on a burning bridge, a sword through your chest, and screams all around you. You never thought that your death would be so dramatic. You figured it would have been quiet, while surrounded by friends and family. Things never end up the way you wanted them to. Your legs were weak as you gripped at the sword poking out of your body, staring at the demon in front of you with blurred vision. You couldn't hold on much longer, knees giving out and tipping you over the side of the bridge. Cold water slapped your face as you fell in the lake below, a familiar voice screaming out your name before your ears were blocked. Everything afterwards was a numb, floating feeling, wrapping you up and pulling down towards the sand. But to understand your end, there must have been a beginning. Back when you were just an amateur monster hunter. Back when you woke up in the middle of the night to the scent of danger. Back when you met the man who would end your life. These are so dramatic.
These are so dramatic, but Kristen, you are so incredible. That is maybe my favorite thing that's ever happened on the podcast. 10,000 points to Kristen.
Absolutely.
I'll take him.
Kristen, it reminded me of, and you may have done some of these, but it reminded me very hyper specifically of those commercials where the narrator is almost talking to the person in the commercial, where they're like, hey, did you realize that the cereal you're eating has 15 grams of fat? And then
I have done
the guy
those.
looks quizzical of like, buh. And they're like, you could actually be eating Raisin Bran, right?
Yep.
Kristen, do you teach classes?
I do not teach classes. No, I've never taught anyone anything in my life.
Would you make an exception for me at some point?
Yeah, why not? I
Thank
love
you
fun.
so much. Eric signed me up for these audio narration classes. I'm obsessed. Incredible job. Eric, what does that bring Kristen's tally up to?
For sure. Before I answer this, I just want to give a little bit of context here. The reason why there are over 100,000 AO3 fanfics is that the majority of it are real person fics with YouTubers who do Minecraft. They are so obsessed with those guys over there. I don't get it, but the majority of these that I just sorted out were real fics that involve so many inside baseball knowledge of people's YouTubes that I had to so I was picking from a small pool here to just talk about Steve for a little bit.
I can't scroll any social media account without seeing the name Jacksepticeye or something. I don't know who this person is. I wish them well.
I watch a bunch of Minecraft YouTubers, and it is very interesting. It's like they all know they're sharing the genre, and so they each pick like a different type of personality to play. In order to not step on each other's toes. They occasionally do little crossovers with each other. But the one thing that they all have in common is that they're absolutely batshit insane. They'll be like, oh, I made the such and such using this and this. And then they'll say so this part only took me 18 hours. Mm-hmm. Oh, so this part only took me 47 hours. Or someone's like, this one took me 3 weeks of no sleep to make. And you're like, oh, you do know that if you turn off the computer, this is gone, right?
I saw a video of I think they were maybe a Twitch streamer, if that's what they're called. Some Twitch streamer replaced their house doors with refrigerator doors. And it just hits me, take away that person's money. They don't deserve that money. I, on the other hand, buy islands and buy thousands of pools. They call my island the land of 1,000 pools, but we're not Minnesota. But that's how money should be spent, not on turning your house doors into refrigerator doors. That's...
What is the point of that? Is it to be able to store your condiments at the front door so you can grab them quickly on your way out the door?
Kristen, can I blow your mind? The point of it is doors are content. Now doors are content.
You know, I can't argue with that.
That's why we made the podcast in the first place. And Mr. Rafai said, doors are content. And I said, I don't know what that means. So now we have to start a podcast.
You're like, and we're rolling.
And that's when you started bad-mouthing Jim Morrison and the rest of the gang. Kristen, speaking of The Doors, it's time to, oh boy, did they have a song with the word goodbye in it? We'll break on through to the other goodbye. We have to say a fond farewell. Kristen,
hold on, we have that one more.
Oh, yes. One more thing. That's right, for a final bonus point.
A final course?
You will answer this random trivia question about the world's most perfect film, Grease.
Oh, no.
Honestly, your Zuko lanthropy is honestly very helpful here. I think it's good.
If anything, I do feel like I'm fairly prepared for whatever this question will be. I did once play Patty Simcox in a regional theater production of Grease, the musical, in South Central Pennsylvania for about 14 people. So,
the name Patty Simcox is one of the best names of all time. And also, I don't think it's said by Patty Simcox, but one of the best lines in any movie of all time is, "Don't sweat it, honey. Have one of mine."
Yep, there you go. One of my favorite things about doing that production is I had an undercut at the time because, again, I'm a lesbian and we've all done it once. But they wanted me to wear pigtails for the show. So I had to get like hair paint and spray paint in my undercut so no one knew.
Oh, no.
Because no one had undercuts in Grease.
Kristen, if you didn't already have 20,000 points, I think we would have gotten you there by now.
Here's your question, Kristen. What 2000s pop star shot an iconic music video in the halls of Rydell High, or as I call it, Rafidell High, because fun little play on my name. What 2000s pop star shot an iconic music video in the halls of Rydell High? Think famous music videos in a high school. Think Patty Simcox hair.
That's true.
Well, my first guess was Mariah Carey, and now I'm pulling that one back.
That's true. Mariah Carey would never allow anyone to touch her hair in any sort of way.
Exactly.
Absolutely not.
I mean, Britney Spears, is that too early?
Kristen, you just hit the nail on the head. It was Britney Spears. Grease's filming location was Venice High School, which is the same filming location as Britney Spears' video, Baby One More Time.
Yes! Oh, wow. I can't believe I got that. I don't know who anyone is.
Well, you get one extra bonus point.
I needed that.
Which brings you up to 20,531 points.
Yes, but Chris and I do have some bad. You did incredible. One of my favorite guests of all time. Some of my favorite moments, the Game of Love, which I have to assume there's some skins and drop packages for the Game of Love. Right? Is there any add-ons or any updates, any DLC
I'm sure
for
that
the Game of Love?
Absolutely. You can
DLC Armored Wars, something.
There's a breakup expansion, which is mixed reviews.
Yes. Well, as I was saying, some bad news. You've been incredible, but you do have 20,531 points, but you have verbally committed to buying the Xbox at our prize stand, which was installed during our game.
The Xbox box, I believe.
Thank you so much, the Xbox box. And I do have to tell you, that was 15,000 points. So, if we take away 15,000 points, I believe you have 5,531 points. Eric,
That's correct.
Tell us what that means.
That's correct. Kristen, you are still now looking at our big high scoreboard. You are still number one. Kristen, congratulations. You have the high score.
I came here to win.
That pushes everyone back. So our top five is Paul Peterson with 103, talking about board games. Jenna Stieber with 285 points, talking about survival horror games. Corinne Caputo talking about plants with 333. And our former number one on the high score list, Dr. Moya McTeer, talking about exoplanets. She had 5,075 points. Kristen, you are now our number one with 5,531 and an Xbox box.
That's the power of Minecraft.
But I will say, you may lose your number one spot, but if you like, we do have Starburst, individual Starburst, for 800 points, if you want to grab a handful of those.
No, I'm gonna keep the keep the spot. I can do it.
Yeah, smart. Keep the points.
I can do this.
Kristen, thank you so much. This has been incredible. Is there anything, Kristen, that you would like to plug?
Yes, actually, I would. As we mentioned in the beginning, I am the writer-creator of a podcast called Brimstone Valley Mall. It's a scripted fiction podcast about a couple of demons from hell that work in a shopping mall in the 90s.
Incredible.
That's it. That's the thing. And we just finished fundraising for our second season, which we'll be recording this fall and putting out whenever that's ready. So give the show a listen. Check us out.
Kristen, if you ever need someone to record one line as a Spencer's Gifts employee, please let me know.
We call it Splinter's Gifts, but we'll take it. We have changed the names of all of the stores, like Old Navy is Old Gravy.
Yes.
You got to get into it.
I love this.
Hot Topic's the same, though.
Of course. Some things are sacred.
It's a real bummer that Old Gravy and the BAP are owned by the same
Okay, we originally were going to call it the Gap, the Chasm, but it was like too much of a thinker.
No, fair. That's fair.
Well, that's all for this episode of Tell Me About It. Tune in next week for more candidates, digitals, and rules. Candidate, digital,
My worst
rules.
nightmare.
Say goodbye, Eric. No, actually, Eric, say candidate, digital rules.
Candidate digital rules.
Close enough.